Today we're looking at a tool called Workspace Studio, and what this does, this is a simple agent builder from Google that works within our Google Workspace to do things for you. Just a summary of some of the things that this could do. You could have it go through your email inbox, go through your drive, go through your calendar, find attachments, find things for you. It's different from Gemini, though, in the sense that you can schedule this work and then the agent will automatically do those things for you. It does use Gemini to do a lot of these tasks, but it is an automated, think of it as like a assistant for you that you can schedule to do key tasks. Today, we're really going to be looking at just a few things, which would be setting it up to be like an automated email assistant, and also show you a few other use cases that I use it for, which is sending it out to go find grants for me on a regular basis and email me updates, or check for changes to our Google Workspace environment so I can send it to a website to see what new updates are coming, and then I can get a notification from that. So let's get started. We're just going to do a really simple one to start, and the easiest way to use Workspace Studio would be to use this create tool that they have at the top here. So I'm just going to give it some simple directions, and we'll just say, I'd like to receive an email every morning at 9 a.m. Period. I would like for it to include updates on what's going on in my inbox. I would like to know if any drive files have been shared with me. I would like to know if any new calendar invites have been added to me. And then I'd like Gemini to synthesize all of that and provide me with a list of priority items that I need to pay attention to, and an FYI section that's just going to kind of keep me in the loop as to all of those changes. So I'm just going to give it that simple prompt, and we're going to ask it to create a flow. And I'll talk to you about what a flow is here in a second, but their flows, you can see, I told it at 9 a.m. every day I wanted to do that. So you can see one of the things they added here was a starter that is on a schedule, 9 a.m. It's repeating daily. If I want it to never end, I can choose never, right? We'll just leave that as 1 year. And then so it knows when it's being triggered, and it also has an action that it's going to do. So you can see that it took my prompt and it came up with its own custom prompt that it wants to follow that fits my needs. So it's saying that step 1, the schedule will trigger. Step 2, it's going to go out to Gemini and just do this on my behalf. It'll go summarize new and unread emails, list any files that have recently been shared, identify any new meeting invitations or changes to my schedule, organize this into 2 distinct sections. So it's going to be doing that work for us. But at that point, I'm still not really getting anything. It just did that in Gemini. So step 3, you'll see we have a notify me by email. And this is a really important component to this. So it just said the subject of the email I'll receive would be your daily workspace briefing. Good morning. Here's your synthesized update for today. Now, this is important. So if you're just building your own workflow, it's critical. If I don't have that little thing that was there added, it's just going to email me and say, good morning, here's your synthesized update for today. So we want to make sure that we can use whatever content was done in Gemini here. I'm just going to say, drop that content underneath this section. And then it will take everything that was done by Gemini for us and actually create an email filled with content. From there, all you have to do is turn that on. It will know that it has a schedule every day. On that schedule, when it hits, it will go through whatever steps that you've given it. And I'll save those changes, and then I'm going to hit test run, and we'll show you kind of what these look like for you. Really, really helpful. So we'll start a test run, and then it's going to go through those steps. You do not need to be in this Workspace Studio app for this to work. It will just work in the background for you. So whatever tasks you've given it, it will be able to follow those steps and go through that process. And then some examples of what this looks like. You'll see here are 3 things that I have. So one of them, I send Gemini out to go look at a handful of product update pages from Google, and it gives me a summary of what are the changes that have run. This runs once a week for me, and it just gives me a quick update of any changes that are happening in our Google ecosystem. You could send it to almost any website to go do research for you and bring back information. So that's one use case. Here's another use case. Every week, this will go out and find 3 new grant opportunities for our OWL program. So it gives me those. It also gives me the link to where I can send that. Those are just directions that I have given it. And this is the one that I use the most. This is the My Morning Update. For me, this has custom instructions that have it go through my email, calendar, drive, all that good stuff. But then it also does some research on a few things that I'm interested in staying in the loop with. It also provides me with some articles that I could go check out, and it gives me calendar changes or things that are going on with that. So that's useful. Here's the one that we just ran. You can see what it gives us, very detailed. Here are some priority items, things that I need to be doing right away. Here are some things that are just nice to know, different things from my inbox that are generally stuff that I might want to dive into or not. And also some other critical information. So that was set up very quickly, just using that one prompt, and then I would get that update as actively as I want. You can get to Workspace Studio in Gmail. So when you're in Gmail, you see this little weird icon that says Studio. You can click that. I recommend, like, you can manage these things that you're running from here, but I do recommend going into this. If you're curious as to other things that this can do, they have this tasks and action items. They've got some sample things that can be automated. It will work with sheets. It will work with your drive files, things along those lines. And I'll just show you from the homepage, or from the main page. If you're just making one on your own, you can see there are lots of things you can use as a trigger. So you could have a trigger every time you get an email from a certain person, it can do something. You can have a trigger when a spreadsheet changes for you. You can have a trigger when a particular file gets edited. Maybe you use the same file. So there's lots of triggers beyond just on a schedule. So know that. And then in terms of the steps, there are some really useful things that you can do, but this Ask Gemini is really the magic button. The magic button being because you can give Gemini almost any direction and it will follow that direction for you. Another useful one, if you're ever wanting to have Gemini do something and then turn it into a spreadsheet of some kind for you with lots of different ideas, make sure you use the extract. So the steps would go: ask Gemini to find all this information, extract relevant information, and put it into the spreadsheet. But this is a really helpful, simple agentic tool offered for free by Google, and I hope this is a helpful way to get you started with this. Have a great day.